We've stopped at the traditional Elm Valley photo stop, just in front of the submerged dam, which I've only ever seen once, and that was at night. That's the only time I remember seeing it. But that's the road to Claerwen that way. Up the side and round the corner. The bottom dam had no water going over it. So we'll see what Claerwen's like. That's usually the one that has the water going over it most often. So yeah, we'll head over the bridge, the dam, and we'll press on up to Claerwen. It's 2:05 now. Clouding over a bit. We're on the cold side of the valley again. You can see the road over there. You can see the sunny side. There is some slush on this road, so pay attention to that. I've just ridden past the Nant Gwyllt Chapel of Ease, which was built when the original church was flooded for the construction of the reservoir, and along with the house as well, Nant Gwyllt House, where the poet Shelley once stayed. And Shelley could probably write a fantastic poem about the flooding of his house if only he was alive. He died in 1822 and the dams were finished in 1904, so a bit of a gap there. Except for Claerwen Dam, which was opened by the late Queen in 1952, one of the first openings I think that she actually did when she was just after the King died. It's a bit of a slog up this lane, to be honest. It seems to take ages to get to Claerwen, and suddenly it appears from round the corner. A bit of storm damage along here. A few fallen trees and broken fences, and they've narrowed the road a bit and put a give way sign up for. This is a lovely bit. I'll preserve this bit of footage before they cut it all down for timber, because it was like this across the whole Elm Valley. We're coming out of it now. I never noticed that when I was last here because the leaves were on the trees. I'm not sure if that's Dolliminach Dam. There's no sign for it. I don't think it is. I think Dolliminach was the one that they abandoned. I think that's probably just a weir, but interesting thing there. Oh, it's magic. Sun is out, feels warm. The buzzard was out quite low. This is where I found that red kite feather. We'll be taking the high road in a minute. Up to the dam. wondering what's going on here. But gorgeous valley. Couldn't have asked for better weather. If it's like this on the off-road, then I'm more than happy to finish in the dark and take my time. Last time I took the low road, and this time it's the high road up to top of Claerwen Dam and reservoir. Up we go. Both dead ends if you're in a car. If you're on a bike, there are roads to new places. The dam's come into view. No water going over the top. Absolutely stunning up here. Yeah. There's hardly any movement on the wind turbines either. You can't argue with that. I'll stop and take a picture, and you can see up ahead the no through road sign. We've begun the track now. There's Claerwen behind. This is actually a byway for the length of the reservoir. And then it becomes just like a bridleway or a footpath, I forget. But so it's rideable on the bicycle, but only motorable for a little way up. I thought I'd get past Claerwen quickly, because at the end of this track there's a river and you have to ford it, so I don't know how much water will be in it, but I was surprised there's no water going over the reservoir. So although it's not far off the top. There's the Wombat and Claerwen Dam, and I'm actually trying to recreate another picture that I took with Eddie in that position back in May 2017 when I was testing a new tyre, and the tyre performed flawlessly back then. Obviously it's worn out and gone in the bin many years ago now, but back then I was happy with it. And back then also there weren't nearly as many people about. There's a couple there with the dog, two dogs, and then there's two women and a dog and a child on a bicycle. There's two people there walking down, and then obviously around the Claerwen as well, so I might see some more people in a minute as we go around the corner, but I think that's roughly how I took the picture last time. There's a nice inlet here, because you can film from one side and film yourself going back the other way. Oh, a cracking day. I do remember being quite nervous about taking Eddie along here, because back then I had the original chrome 27 by 1.25" wheels on it and tyres, and I was a bit apprehensive about how it would all go, but it turned out alright. This is part of the route of the Audax called This Is Not a Tour. This is on the 400 and the 600k route, I'm pretty sure. And it was set up in 2017 after the late Mike Hall got killed doing the Indian Pacific wheel race. And these were his training roads. So there was an Audax done, and a few of the people on road bikes suffered a bit on this, I think, because I remember being uncomfortable on Eddie, and I'm a lot more comfortable on the Wombat today. Now that there is the Eddie Merckx shot. Very similar. I remembered it as soon as I came round the corner. But I took the picture more or less from this location. Definitely here versus down there. I've had to prop the Wombat up again on a pile of stones. Precariously, I must admit. There is this little hill on the track, and then it drops back down. There's a jet up there. There's a few jets going over there. The transatlantic flights, or the flights to Ireland. On the shadowy side of the hill again. I'm stopping and starting a lot, but I just want to preserve the majesty of the scenery I'm in. I can see there's some snow. Oh, it's on the opposite side of the hill to me, where the sun doesn't catch. It's preserved the snow. That's where I was last, whatever month it was. May, possibly. Well, I did overland to Aberystwyth, but along the bridleway, which I thought was the Monk's Trot, and it turned out it wasn't. But so I've got to go again and do the Monk's Trot. But beautiful day. Although time's progressing on, it's 3:30 now. That's a real Claerwen Dam of perspective. And I never thought I'd say that. I don't remember seeing that house the last time, but imagine this being your drive. Imagine it in the winter. Well, I mean, the dumb thing to say, it is the winter, but like after a heavy snowfall, or on a proper wintry day. Not like today. This is like spring almost. I love the snow though on the mountain. That's coming out nice.